He's won 2 in a row. He's coming off a win less than 2 weeks ago against Nasrat Hakparast. Prior to that, first man to finish Ally Quinta. I didn't know if this was ever going to happen again, but I am so excited, so honored, feel privileged to say hello once again to my old pal, Bobby Green. The king is here. Is that him? There he is. Bobby, my man. How are you doing?
It's good to see you, Ariel. Good to see you. How are you?
It's great to see you, Bobby. It really is. This really warms my heart, man. I really appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
So we're going to get into it?
Let's get into it. You know, with you, I feel like we could get into it because we go way back. Let's get into it. Why? I still didn't know till this day. I reached out to you. I asked you to come on, I think it was like a year ago or so, maybe a few months. And you were like, no, I'm never coming back on your show again. And I didn't know why. And so I'm happy for you to tell me whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. Do whatever you want. You can, if you want to insult me, I would love to know why. Anyway, it says a lot about you that you would come on, so much respect. But please, let's get into it. Why were you mad at me? Why are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you anymore. You got to understand, I've been in these trenches, putting in this work since the beginning, you know. I seen you, like I like to call this show time, you know. Only time tells over time of a person who they are, you know. And over time, I've got to watch you. I remember when you were the young kid that was getting slapped by Rampage and Nick Diaz. And then I saw you grow into another person where I saw you cry on a show when you got banned from the UFC. And then I saw you turn into Ariel Helwani, you know, who's going to stand up more for himself and battle back with some of these, you know. And you dissed the fuck out of, what the fuck is that guy's name? Who talks a whole bunch of shit but doesn't fucking fight. What's his name?
Brandon?
From Bellator.
Oh, Dylan Dennis.
Yeah, you killed that motherfucker. You killed him. So I got to watch you over time. And what our issue is that you got to understand, I seen you as the young dude.
Right.
That people were kind of like this guy, you know? And I felt like at that time, the person you were, you used to be trying to get your ratings, which I understand. I understand. Everybody's got to get their ratings. You got to be the show. And you got to give somebody something entertainment, you know? So with you, I already was giving you what the fuck you needed. I'm going to say, I'm going to talk the talk, and I'm going to walk the walk. But I'm going to give you everything you needed. The problem was I did an interview with my dad. And in that interview, he made a mistake. So first of all, he made the mistake. He made the mistake of saying something about Alaquinta's camp. And from there, you blasted that part where the show was no longer about me and Al fighting each other. It was, hey, like, look what this jackass said, you know? And I felt like you really embarrassed them. And so I ride for my guys. I felt like you just bashed my dad, you know? And so I'm not going to respect that. And I'm going to kind of stand on my toes. So it's been like almost 10 years since I did your show. For that reason is that I just felt like you could have made it. Like I said a bunch of different things about Al and blah, blah, to give you those different bites and ratings you need. But then we pinpointed over there on that, which I felt like we didn't need that. And so sometimes as a journalist, y'all can get really hungry, you know, and y'all can do some things, but you don't understand those stories are going to live forever, okay? And people are going to deal with that shit forever, the things that you have done. There's been some things that you've done that may impact some people in certain ways that you don't realize, but you were just trying to get your ratings. I get it, and I understand. The kid's got to get his ratings. He's got a show to run, so I understand. But at the same time, fuck all that. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be, I'm a real dude. And like, I'm kind of like, fuck that guy, you know? And so I just kind of like stood back some. We had a conversation about it. And you said something to me like, Bob, like you made me feel like, well, I'm doing you this honor to have you on my show. I'm like, listen, bro, I don't need none of this, okay? I don't need nobody to talk about me. I don't need anybody to promote me. I've been doing this in the shadows for so long. People are just starting to notice who I am. I've been okay with being in the shadows, okay? I made plenty of money. I've gotten plenty of houses. I got plenty of jewelry. I got all the things I wanted in life. I didn't need any exposure to this shit, but you do. You need your ratings. So I felt like you kind of insulted me and told me like I don't need you type of thing, you know? And I felt like you thought maybe this kid's nobody. Like he's going to go and he'll get put out like every other dude that's in the sport. They're only around for a few years. So you're going to use them and they'll be gone and your show will still be here and it doesn't matter. But I just knew over time, just like Cowboy, how he treated me, the same way you treated me, is y'all treat me like you're not going to be here long. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. You're going to find out who I really am. And only time will tell. So that's what I'm saying. The show is time will tell. And over time, I got to watch you and I didn't like you. And then I started going, man, I watch your show. I like what he does. I like this new Ariel Helwani guy. I'm liking what he's doing. And so I watched the show from a distance, you know? I watch it from a distance and check on you and see what you're doing, you know? And I'm like, cool. I still respect you, but I just don't give you any attention from my end because I don't need it. I just want to keep proving that to you that I don't need to be on the show. I don't need to, like, what does it do for me really? Like, yeah, people will see it and it's cool. Yeah, cool. Whoop-de-fucking do. Whoop-de-fucking do. It don't change nothing. It don't make me no money. It didn't change any opportunities. So at the end of the day, I'm still going to be me regardless. And that's all I wanted to say was I just felt like you dogged me and I felt like you were like, I don't need you. And it's like, cool, I don't need you either. And we don't need to do business. But my dad made a mistake. And so I had to humble myself. I talked to my manager. He's like, do the show. I'm like, man, fuck that guy. I'm not doing it. You know, I'll just stand on my word. And that's another thing too. Because usually I'll say something, I got to back it up. And so I said I wouldn't come on the show. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta stick to my word. I'm not doing it. It's not doing it. And like, it's been years where I've seen opportunities come. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it, you know? Because that's what I said. I told you that in the message. I kind of sticking to my word. Now I'm like, man, maybe I need to humble myself. I need to let bygones be bygones and say fuck it, because I do think you're a great guy.
Thank you for that. I wanted to let you finish and say everything that you wanted to say. I really appreciate you being here. Actually, I believed you when you said you would never come back on the show because I know that you are a man who keeps his word. Didn't make it public or anything like that, but I had a feeling that you would stick to your word because of who you are. And even when Ed Cap, who works for Jason House, your manager, told me he was going to try, I said to him, like, I would love to have Bobby on, but I don't think it's going to happen. I appreciate you guys trying. And I wrote to Jason, I appreciate him trying to make this happen because I've been...
This is all Jason.
Yeah, no, and much
Jason
respect.
begged me.
Well, I hope it didn't...
like, Jason, no, why? And then he just like fucking do the shit. Jason's like my fucking big brother. So my hat's off to him. He made this shit happen. Continue. I'm sorry.
I appreciate. I want to go back to the interview that you talked about with your father and when he said the stuff about I Quintus Camp. Honestly, I know that you feel like I have to do things for ratings. I've never been about that. Did I help maybe like magnify or retweet or post? Of course, because that's, you know, part of the show and the promotion of the show. But I have never said to anyone privately, you need my show. It's your honor to be on my show. You guys are the stars. That's why most of the show has always been the interviews and not me sitting here telling you about fights X, Y, and Z because I'm not a fighter. It's always been about trying to give the fighters a platform, give the fighters some shine, promote the fights, promote your upcoming fights, what you just did, etc. And I would say that's why I love having Rampage still on my show, the old guys who I feel like the UFC doesn't talk about enough anymore. Mark Coleman, even like the Fabers of the world, like these guys get forgotten about. And that's why I feel like it's important to bring back this show so that there is a place for you guys to have at least somewhere. I'm not saying this is the end all be all. You guys have your own platforms now, but I sincerely hope that you never felt like I was trying to big time you, trying to disrespect you. And maybe if you did feel that way, I'd like to say I'm sorry. And it truly wasn't coming from that place with me. It really wasn't. I went back and looked at our first interview together after you fought Jay-Z, that controversial finish. Remember that? We were in the hallway. Bobby Green, like, ask the guys who work with me in the back. Like, I've always had a lot of love for you. I've always had a lot of respect for you. And it legit bummed me out when you told me that you wouldn't come on anymore. But I believed you. And there was nothing I could do at that point. Like, I wasn't going to beg because you had your feelings, and that was that. I'm so happy for your success. I think it's amazing. It kind of reminds me of what happened with Masvidal recently, where like, people kind of counted you out, and now here you are getting this big opportunity finally in the main event. And so I just want to say, and I hate when people say, I'm sorry if I offended you, because that means that you don't understand that you offended someone. So I just want to say, I'm sorry. I am sorry for offending you. I'm sorry for,
and I'm sorry too. And I'm sorry too. I'm always a man enough to say I apologize to somebody. I'm never too big or anything like that. I apologize too for my anger and stuff. And like I said, my father made a mistake. And so he made the mistake, but I ride with my boys. So I understood it. And I told him, you fucked up. You fucked up. But he was just so emotional about it, and everybody's talking about it. He just couldn't deal with it. He didn't know how to, like, the public was kind of on him, and it really like, that it fucked with him so much that we were doing 8 rounds of sparring, okay? 8 hard rounds after 2 hours of jujitsu and an hour of strength and conditioning. Then we go into our 8 rounds. I was in the 8th round, and my dad wanted me to be perfect. That he's like, go harder on him, go harder, push. Next, I blow my knee out a week or 2 before the Alaquinta fight because he was so emotional. He wanted to whoop Al that bad that it cost me at the end of the day. And so that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, you don't understand how you impact people and stuff, And so I ended up blowing my knee out, and I had to bring it all back from that situation. But anyways, it's all water on the bridge. My last thing,
please.
Do you run the page MMA Fighting?
Which page? The Instagram?
Yes.
No. I don't have anything to do with it. No, I don't own MMA Fighting.
Nothing to do with you.
No, I mean, I Vox Media is the company that owns MMA Fighting. I don't post anything. I have nothing. I obviously work with and like the people who run it.
You have no
zero.
Say so in it?
Zero.
Because it seems to be all of your stuff.
Well, it's because
all of your interviews.
Yeah, because of the show. I mean, it's twice a week, and there's a lot of stuff that comes out of it. But I have no say what gets posted there. I don't make any money off of it. I don't post, delete, comment, write. I have nothing. I have my own page, as you know, that we've interacted through via DM and stuff. I have nothing to do with the MMA Fighting page. Why do you ask?
Because I just felt like they don't post me. They like, and I felt like I was wondering if that was something that come through you, and maybe you had said something to them, and at that like. I've seen all the different stuff, and they never posted me until me and you have spoke this last week or so.
No.
And okay, Bobby Green. But before that, nothing at all.
So let me tell you about that. Like, I booked the show, right? And they only find out who's on the show Sunday night. So they didn't even know. They didn't even know you were coming on the show. I didn't even tell anyone. So
you guys have communication then. That's what you're telling me.
Only like I tell them who comes on Sunday, like yesterday night is when I tell them. So you saying like you saw stuff, obviously you were in the news the past week because of the Islam situation, but
before that, anything, not even like they wouldn't even post our one. They wouldn't even post anything, but I watched through the stuff. They posted interviews.
Yeah.
They posted so much different stuff, even all the main card stuff. I never got any attention, and I don't need the attention, but I just wanted to let you know I see it. It seems like, oh, y'all clicked up and y'all running together. And this is something maybe I was wondering if you had something to do with that. And that was another reason I'm like, he's been chirping to these guys.
No, that's not me, man. Hey, listen, there's some people who don't like me or like your boy Islam, who you're fighting this weekend, his manager doesn't like me. They still promote those guys. Khabib, all those dudes don't come on my show for BS reasons, but they still get a ton of promotion, as you can see. In fact, during the pandemic, when you were like rifling off those wins and doing so great, and those interviews that you were doing after about bringing the world together and all that, and we weren't talking.
I never posted anything.
I posted you. I wasn't even working for MMA Fighting at the time. I was working for ESPN at the time, so I don't even know what they were doing over there. But like, I was still, just to tell you my mentality, I was still showing you love even when you weren't talking to me, right? Did you ever see those? Did you see me posting that?
No, I don't follow you. I don't follow many people at all. I got maybe 28 people I follow. You know what I mean? Be honest, like this whole following and this weird ass like social media culture, like if you follow somebody or you unfollow them, it's like a problem, And to be honest, maybe I just don't want to keep seeing your face so much, you know? And it's not a big deal.
Damn.
But I'm not really into the whole following thing. I don't know. Like, I'm not a follower, And if so, you got to be somebody that motivates me, tells me some inspiration, tells me something that gets me lifted. Besides that, I really don't. Like, I'm following like barely anybody, brother. Like, my friends look at me like, you don't follow me.
I get it. I get it.
I mean, I'm trying to lead. I'm not trying to follow.
I'm not
and no
offended by
disrespect,
it, but
like
I
it's
just
just
want to let you
weird to
know
me.
I would never say to someone that I'm working with, working for, hey, don't put shine on this guy because he doesn't like me. That's not
Yeah.
me, man. That's not me.
Okay. I just make sure we're clear, and I just want to go like, are you behind that? Are you
No.
doing this little shit?
Come on, Bobby. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that
Hey,
sinister.
hey, guys, this is a small world, and so maybe you said something or two, and some guys stuck with you that really love you,
No.
and it's okay to pick sides. You know, sometimes you're gonna have some situations where you have to pick sides.
We good now?
Yeah, we got all the negativity. Let's get to the positive.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Congrats on the success. When do you find out about this fight? When do you find out about this opportunity?
Jeez, bro, I found out like 5 days ago. I want to say I don't know, like
Because
I was
Beneil,
on
I think
vacation.
he broke his ankle, I think, on a Tuesday, right, of last week.
Okay,
When do they
I
call
don't
you?
fucking know.
Wednesday, they called you and they asked you, or did you guys find out about it and you raised your hand? How did it go down?
Jason, it's always Jason. Jason's always behind the scenes making shit happen. You know, he called me and I was like, "Fuck, Jason, I'm on vacation right now." You know, I just got into a fucking fight, and I'm fat as shit. I'm like 195 pounds,
Wow.
and I got to cut to 55. Are you fucking like people don't realize that like I'm a big guy. Like the next day I'm 175 pounds. The next day after the fight, I mean, after weigh-ins, I'm 175. I went to all you can eat sushi. I enjoyed myself, and then I'm 195 pounds. I'm gonna get all the way down to 55. I'll do 160 for you guys to make the show still happen, but you're not gonna make me jump through all these fucking hoops to make your show happen, and y'all not giving something back, you know? Like, I know already the top 10 guys, just Hooker said it best. All those motherfuckers got the call first. I guarantee you all those guys were pussies. All the guys are fucking pussies. They want to wait and pick their turns and, oh, no, it's not good enough. No, I need more time. No, I want to only fight somebody ahead of me, but then I want it to be the right camp and I want it to be all the right situations. Like, all those guys play this like this weird game. I feel like they hold their cards in and they wait for the right time to pull out my ace. Like, no, sometimes you got to jump on it, you know, and you just got to take it the way it is. And now I'm jumping all over all you guys because why? You're too pussy to take the opportunity.
So you'd even think twice?
The only thing is, the suck was that my girl's having knee surgery, you know, and she was there for me for my surgery. And so I was supposed to be there for hers. And literally I get the call the day before the surgery. And I'm like, fuck, Jason, like I got this going on. I got this. I work too, okay? I fight, but I got other jobs. I got other businesses I have to do. I sell shirts. I got a bunch of stuff that I'm doing that is actually like I still owe a bunch of people shirts that I need to send out that I don't have time to do because now I'm doing a bunch of training. I'm trying to lose a bunch of weight. All this shit all at once is all crammed in. I've had UFC guys following me around and it's fucking weird as shit. They want to get in my car. They want to talk to me and ask me the same fucking questions over and over. Like this shit is like, what the fuck?
Man, main event Bobby. This is the attention that you bring when you're the main event, right? You like it or not? It's a little too much.
So, but I think if it wasn't just crammed into 7 fucking days, you know, or 10 days, if you want to count it as 10 days.
Yeah. Now, when do you go?
They want to shoot 3 days here and 3 days there. That's 6 days of the 10.
Right.
You know? And they're like, yo, we need you to shadow box and we need you to do this. And then I'm like, well, listen, I have training. I have to go to these places. I got things to do. Well, we don't want to get in the way of it, but could you do this? I'm like, well, no, I don't want to do this. What? No, but could you do this anyway? I'm like, well, you're not getting in the way, but you're getting in the way.
Right. When do you go there? When do you go to Vegas?
I'm heading out right now. I'm packing my bag as we speak.
Oh, you're going today?
Yes, sir.
And how is the weight situation?
How is the weight? I done cut already like 20, 25 pounds.
Damn.
In 3-4 days.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
It's crazy. Nobody understands. Like, I'm trying to tell. Like, I heard Chael Sonnen saying something like, why does Bobby Green want to catch weight? Because you have no idea what I do on my off time. Like, I'm an all-you-can-eat sushi guy. So I'm going to go and put it all back on. I'm a big 55er. And now you want me to throw this on? He's like, well, you just fought. Yes. But I also, like, I know I make this shit look easy, you know? But there's always some things, there's always some damage, there's always some little things that you have coming from those fights. and now you want me to take it back and run it back again? Like, this is nuts, okay? But I want to show people I'm not crazy. I'm fucking nuts, okay? I'm fucking nuts. I'll show all you pussy motherfuckers, this is how I'm gonna do this shit, okay? Let me show you some real G shit. Get in there and do this shit with the highest guy in our fucking division. I'm gonna walk in there like a gangster and punch that guy right in his fucking face, okay? I'm gonna keep hitting him in his face until he go down. And all he's gonna do is try to wrestle, and that's cool. He's gonna wrestle. Cool. Wrestle and wrestle and wrestle. I can wrestle too. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I just want to show my peers or my colleagues or my opponents, this is how the fuck you do this shit. You don't fucking sit back and wait for the perfect opportunity.
And by the way, Bobby, and I said this at the beginning of the show, you win this fight, you should get a title shot, right? I hope that's been said, right? If he wins, he's probably getting a title shot. Why shouldn't you get a title shot if you win this fight?
You know, who knows? You know, with this game, everybody picks and chooses. Like I remember a fight where Jacare fought what's his name? UFC, ex-UFC champ.
Jacare fought.
Did
he win?
Jacare won. He beat from New York or
Weidman.
New York guys from Alaquita's camp.
Weidman.
Yeah, Weidman.
Yeah.
The whole time they were talking, if Weidman wins this fight, he gets a title shot. He gets a title shot if he gets it. Soon as Jacare won the fight, he didn't get a title shot. It didn't work the same way. So I'm not stupid. I know this is a business. I know that the UFC are the storytellers. They write the story. They tell you who you're going and where it's going and how it's going. I'm just here to play my part. That's it. And so I don't believe there'll be a title shot next. There's like people will be pissed. He just jumped over everybody and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make sense. Well, he wasn't ranked and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And he only has 2 or 3 wins, you know, blah, blah, blah. They're going to have every excuse on why I shouldn't be. And I don't care. I just want you to put me in front of somebody next and keep this money rolling in. That's what all it's about is the money, okay? That's it.
Are they taking care of you for taking this on 10 days notice against the guy that no one wants to fight? Are you getting taken care of?
Of course. You know, business is great. Long as money keeps rolling in for my family, I'm not tripping about nothing. I'll do whatever my bosses need, you know?
Yes, and you said a very nice thing prior to your last fight where you said the UFC took care of all the expenses for your brother's funeral, that a lot of people talk about the things that they don't do, but you wanted to let people know that they take care of that. And I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't ask them to do that? They did it on their own? Is that accurate?
I didn't ask them to do that at all. This was like when I was first coming in and I felt Jacob Volkman or something. Then I had an injury. Money's been going out the door and it's not enough coming in. And have enough money to pay for my brother's funeral, you know? He got killed tragically. And the UFC stepped in, decided to do this stuff. Like Jason called me, was like, hey, they said they're gonna do this. And I'm like, I'm just so appreciative for that. And I just want to share that for people to know that I know that we're always dealing with what fighters should be getting paid and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, like for me personally, when you do some shit like that for me, you know what I mean? Bury my little brother who was my fucking heart. I'm going to always fucking stand up for those guys, you know? They did something that I didn't ask them for. They didn't need to do. They just did it out of the kindness of their heart. And so that's so big to me, you know? Fuck the money, fuck the bullshit. Like at the end of the day, I'm still just a real raw person. When somebody's standing next to you like that, you got my vote.
You've been doing this for a very long time, Bobby. Your debut was January of 2008, your pro debut. For it to all come together now for you, first UFC main event, I think you win this fight, you should get a title shot. I know you say like you don't care, you don't think whatever, but it's all coming together. It doesn't often. It is very Masvidal-esque, if you know what I mean. Like you've bounced around, you've been all over the place, you've seen it all, you've done it all. What is it like for you to now be in this spot, to finally kind of see everything come together? Do you view it that way, or am I wrong in how I'm assessing this whole story unfolding, in front of our eyes?
I guess you can say it's like the Masvidal situation, you know, respect to him too. Like he finally got all his love and shit, you know. I feel like it's kind of weird for me, you know, like I've been here for a while and people are kind of just finding out about me. Like since the Fizet fight, people are like, whoa, who's this guy? You know? I'm like, listen, ain't nothing changed but the day. I've been fighting this way since Strikeforce, since the beginning of the UFC. Like I've gotten, I want to say 7, like fight of the nights or performances, you know. This is what I do. I'm an entertainer. I bring that energy every time, because I don't want to waste people's money. So it's kind of weird for me a little bit that like the same people that sit next to me last week and was just looking at me like, well, who the fuck whoever that guy is. Next week they like they just like want my autograph, then want the picture, and I'm like, you know, we was there at the last fight with you, and you were sitting right next to me, and you didn't even talk to me, you know, like, and now it's just weird, you know, it's just kind of weird. Pac said it too, like how some people change up on you so quick, and it's like all of a sudden they see you. I don't know. I'm just dealing with it, brother.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, but I would imagine, I was going to ask you, there's probably a part of you that's like, yo, I've been here for over a decade. Where was all this love before? But it feels like for whatever reason, like just your state of mind, the stuff that you were saying in the early days of the pandemic, you are one of the best stories in those early shows in 2020, right? Like that stuff that you were saying after the fight, it was amazing, man. And it all felt very genuine coming from the heart. The world needed that.
I thank you, brother. You know, that's my whole intentions, you know. That's why I felt like, especially when you first met me, I was a little angry kid, you know. I was broke. Didn't have a mom or a dad. I was getting the man side of things from my coach, who is like a father to me. Still battling with a lot. I got 3 baby mamas, 1 black, 1 white, 1 Mexican. And so all the stresses of women and pulling on you, I just had the whole world on my shoulders, you know? And so now that I'm older, I know how to deal with it better. I'm definitely fixing a lot of things in my life, and it's showing. And so at the end of the day, like when you start seeing me during the pandemic, it's like when I finally start figuring out, okay, this is my mission. My mission is to inspire, motivate, and electrify, you know, get somebody on their feet, get somebody that feels something, you know? So the pandemic kind of was dope, is that I got to just come in, bam, 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 here's another one for you. Here's another one for you. Here's another show. You know, I'm very active, and I'll keep my activity going. So I felt like that's where people find out a little bit about me, is through the pandemic. But then the Fiziev fight, where you got this guy with 150 Muay Thai fights who's supposed to knock me out, and I'm in there talking shit to him and making him look like, hey, I can stand with the best. All of a sudden, I got a little more respect. I guess so.
It's a beautiful thing, man. I got to say, like, the feeling I have in my heart right now talking to you, it like takes me back to the early days of my career. I'm so happy that we're buds again, that we're
both where we are, man. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thanks.
Know? Because
I'm proud of you.
Like, I fuck with Uncle Dana, you know? And you and Dana don't see eye to eye, so it's kind of a weird spot to be, you know? But I do fuck with you, though. I do like your show. I do like your compassion for the fighters. You're always trying to push the best for the fighters. Like, I hear you mentioning fighters pay, and I hear you, like, you used to really be on it. I think you kind of took a step back because you realized this shit is like, it's not going to happen. But before, you were really, like, you were the Jake Paul before Jake Paul was around. You know?
Yeah.
You were the Jake Paul at first.
Thank you.
You know?
Thank you.
You were striving. I think that's what got you kind of in the crosshairs.
Yes, you're 100% right, Bobby.
You were the sacrificial lamb. You kind of got shot. Pow! You know? And they put you out. They banned you. But you still got your strength. You're still doing you. You never gave up. You never quit. So I respect that, you know? Even though I fuck with Uncle Dana. Again, that's my boss. That's the guy who pays my bills. It's a weird spot to be in because I fuck with y'all both. But at the same time, you don't pay my bills. You know, I fuck with you.
But that's okay.
But you ain't paying the bills.
You know, like DC, you know, he's Dana's boy and he's my boy too. You know, like it's okay to be friends with both.
And so I'm in the middle. I fuck with y'all both, you know? I fuck with y'all both.
I respect. Are you still cool with your coach, your dad?
Interesting. No comment.
Okay. You don't want to talk about that. So I guess he's not coaching you anymore.
No, not at this time.
Okay.
Not at this time.
Okay. I'm not going to follow up on
I've
that.
been messing with Sam Mason. Sam Mason is my coach.
Okay.
And Sam's been there since the beginning too. But Sam and my dad didn't see eye to eye. You know, they just have some couple bumps here and there. And so Sam kind of doing this his way, and then Jake wants to do it his way. And I kind of just like, I don't know. So I have my jiu-jitsu coach, and all my jiu-jitsu comes from my dad. But then all my stand-up comes from Sam. I've been like training with Sam since the beginning. Like, do you know who Lorenz Larkin is?
Of course. Yeah.
People like talk about his phenomenal stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
That comes from Sam Mason.
Mm.
Sam Mason was my coach. I had to spar with Lorenz when he was a heavyweight. He was a 205er. You know what I mean? I was still a 55er. I used to get the shit kicked out of me every fucking day by this guy, to the point where I started to learn how to move my feet. Okay, all right, how to jab, how to slip, how to blah, blah, blah. You know, Lorenz was very influential in my stand-up. So Sam and Lorenz put a lot, work into me, into building this up. So I really don't want to speak too much about my dad. I'd rather give the honor to Sam.
Okay.
Because Sam has been there from the beginning too. Sam has a bunch of wonderful things he does, and he hasn't got that recognition. I felt like a lot of people didn't give him the recognition that he needs.
Okay. Much respect. I'll let you go in a second. I just want to ask, like, your mentality. This is an amazing thing. This is one of the coolest things that we've seen in recent years, because no one wants to fight Islam. You're taking this fight on 10 days notice. You just fought. You've been in the sport for so long. Like, I am genuinely excited for this opportunity that you're getting on Saturday. The Dariush fight was great. It was the number one contender fight, but there's just something about these moments and these stories that make us love MMA, especially when it's a character like you and a fighter like you that we've been watching for 14 freaking years. It's a beautiful thing. Can you just put into words the mentality and the plan of attack that you have going into Saturday? What are we going to do in Las Vegas this week? What is going through your mind as you're about to head out?
Damn. First of all, Dariush filled in for me for a fight where I got hurt.
Oh, wow.
So Dariush, heal up, get better. I got your back. I filled in. You filled in for me. Now I filled in for you. We're even. We're even. So my mind state as I'm going down to Vegas, I'm getting ready to go down here. I'm gonna just put it to you like this: it's G shit. I do G shit. I do shit that motherfuckers don't want to do. I do shit like, my whole thing is about standing in fires longer than most men could, or doing things that most men wouldn't do. That's my whole life, and that's my whole mindset. So a lot of these guys I've been watching, going to Islam and going there and fight with Islam, they never brought the fight to him. I felt like he hasn't been in a fight yet. I felt like it's just been like a match. It don't even feel like a fight. It's a match. It's a wrestling match. No. I'm going to be the first person that puts him into a fight. He's about to get into a fight. Okay? And yeah, he's going to try to shoot. And yeah, he's going to try to do those things. I'm ready for that. But it's going to be a fight. It's not just no fucking match. It's about to be a fight. So my whole mind state is doing G shit. I'm going to walk in that cage with my shoulders held high. I know all the different things that are in the back of your head that you don't want to say, is that he's the most dominant, and he's the most this, and he's been on the terror, and he's the dark horse of the division. I know all those things. And I'm going to walk in there still like a G. And like I said, punch him right in his fucking face. And he's going to feel it, and it's going to keep coming. Just like when I told Nasrat in the first round, I hit him once, and he had this look in his face where something crossed his mind. I could see it. Something crossed his mind where he said, is this shit going to happen like this? Or is he going to get tired? Like, is he going to keep punching me like this? There's no way he can keep punching me. And I looked him dead in his eye and I said, it's about to happen all night. I'm not going to stop punching you. And I thought so he kind of kept pushing at me. He kept coming. But then second round, he tried a little harder. And I could feel him after the second round. He's like, fuck, this nigga's not going to stop. It's not going to, I'm keep getting hit. It's the same thing that's going to happen to Islam. He's going to get hit, and he's going to get hit a lot. I broke the record. I broke the record for the most amount of punches landed. That means somebody's going to get hit. He's better get used to it right now. He's going to get hit.
Damn, this is so great. I'm so happy for you. More importantly, for right this moment, I'm just so happy to be able to talk to you again. Thank you for coming on, Bobby. Thank you for bearing the hatchet. Thank you to Jason and Ed for making this happen. I sincerely appreciate it. And man, I hope you accept my apology, and I hope that you will come on in the future time and again, because you're a big part of the sport. You're a big part of the history of the sport. You were a big part of my career as well. And it genuinely bummed me out that you were mad and that you wouldn't come on. And I hope that that's all behind us now, and that
That's all behind us, brother. It's all behind us. I will say a couple things really fast. One, I don't like this shit. Like, I hate talking, especially when I was first coming in. A lot of people were saying, all he does is talk. He's too much talk, and maybe now people are like it now. I don't know. But I always felt like I'm just in the shadows. Like, I really don't want the attention. It's cool and shit, but I really don't need this shit, And so, like, I told Michael Bisping this, and I had to tell him, like, I love you, bro. I fucking love you. But you probably won't see me on your show again. Why? It's like, I'll come in and drop in real fast. Hey, how's it going?
All right.
What's up? What's up? And then you'll never see me again.
Fair
but
enough.
You got one from me, and it's cool. It's just not the guy that wants to be in front of the cameras all the time talking and running my mouth. I got other things to do. I got 3 kids to raise. I got my girl to take care of. I got businesses to run. I don't want to do all the interviews and the talking, but I love you and I really respect you and I love everything you're doing. And keep that Helwani shit going.
All right.
Fucking keep your foot on these niggas' necks, bro. You know what I mean? Don't let them disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? Pop that collar a little bit. Let them know, hey, respect me, motherfucker. Whenever you want to try to come at me with that bullshit, you pop back at them, and that's it. I respect it.
All right. I got Bobby now. Bobby's got my back. I got your back, Bobby. We go into Vegas on Saturday. We shock the world. We take that microphone. We say, I got next. Title shot 2022, Bobby Green. Let's go. Let's manifest that shit, Bobby. Let's manifest it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's fucking go.
My man. Good luck to you.
I'm out.
Much love. There he is. Bobby Green. Wow. That was amazing. Holy smokes. That was amazing. That was incredible.